gentlemen. Give a round of applause.
How we doing? My name is Tommy Hicks. I'm the co-chairman of the RNC out of Washington, but I'm from Texas. Feels great being here in Florida. Feels like home. But who's ready for 4 more years of President Donald J.
It's our mini Trump rally here in Live Oak.
We have to. Amen. Amen. 15 days away from the most important election in our lifetime. Probably the most important election in the history of our country. Everything's at stake. On one hand, we have a president who has embraced freedom, liberty, prosperity, and law enforcement. On the other hand, Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, who've been hijacked by the radical left, who are basically socialists and have embraced chaos. I think it's a pretty simple decision. So the good news is we are going to win. We're going to win because of our great army across Florida and across the country. We have over 2 million people who are willing to go out there, knock on doors, make phone calls on behalf of this president and this party to make sure that we get another 4 years of President Donald J. Trump. Yeah! This is a president who launched a movement bigger than any of us in 2015. So it was a movement to make America great again, and he has kept more promises than he made. Built the biggest economy we've ever seen. The foundation's there. We are rebuilding. Appointing almost 300 judges to the federal bench, including 3 Supreme Court justices. We will fill that seat. These are judges who actually interpret the law as opposed to legislate from the bench. So the president has delivered. We've got to make sure we deliver for him. This is not necessarily about us. This is about our future. For our kids, for our grandchildren. We will win this thing in the 21st century. Will be the American century. So thank you guys for everything you do. God bless our beautiful United States of America. It's one of the great things about being on this bus tour is we get to travel around the country and meet great Americans like yourselves, but also we get to fight with great warriors. One of our great warriors, a man who loves freedom as much as anybody, is our former acting Attorney General, Matt Whitaker. Welcome him up. Tommy Hicks, true American patriot, going across this country, sharing the good news. It was an honor of a lifetime to serve in the cabinet of President Trump and to see firsthand how hard he's fighting for you every day. He gets this, media is against him. The mainstream media criticizes him every day. It's some fake news story after another fake news story. And this president fights. In fact, he eats those fake stories like energy bars because he knows he's fighting for you. He's fighting for us. He's fighting for the future of our country. So now is the time, 15 days from Election Day, to fight for him. Everyone here today and across the great state of Florida, we need to fight for President Trump to ensure that he has 4 more years to drain the swamp. And Tommy's absolutely right. Wasn't Judge Amy Coney Barrett just an incredible nominee to the Supreme Court? And you know that everyone that the president puts in these important places are just like her. They're patriots. They're warriors. They're Americans from real America that understand, like I do and like you do, what's made this country great and will keep it great. It's not Washington, D.C. values. It's not New York City values. And it's certainly not California values. It is America, the heartland, from places just like we're here today and from where I'm from in Des Moines, Iowa. So this president knows that, and this president will make sure in the next 4 years that we lock in all the gains that he's achieved, whether that's on the Supreme Court, the lower courts, across the administration, draining the swamp, and getting rid, once and for all, of the deep state bureaucrats that have frustrated him for too long. Amen, brother. You know, one of the great honors as acting Attorney General was to serve with the men and women of law enforcement. And everywhere I went, I made sure that they knew we had their back and they have our thanks. And this president honors law enforcement and makes sure that they have all the resources they need to keep every community safe, to protect every child, and to make sure every child can play safely in their front yard. I said that very same thing in a speech in Iowa a couple weeks ago, and I had a gentleman come up to me and say, well, what about the veterans and the Second Amendment? And I said, sir, is there any doubt that President Trump's going to take care of our veterans and protect our Second Amendment rights?
I got my